What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we'll be talking about 5 bonds that you should consider investing in. And on this channel I talk about investing a lot, and I tell you guys to invest in index funds and ETFs and all that good stuff because of how much money you can make. And I like to use the investment calculator, which is something you guys are probably tired of seeing right now. And I show you guys how much money you can make by simply investing X amount of money every single week or every single month, and how that can change your entire financial situation. But something that I don't talk about a lot here is investing in bonds, and this is also very, very important. So with that said, be sure to stick around to the very end of this video so we can talk about bonds and the 5 bonds that you need to consider investing in this year. Now with that said, we will be kicking this video off with a $100 giveaway. 4 lucky winners, 1 winner each week off $25, and all you have to do for a chance to win is to drop a comment below, as we'll be selecting a random comment for a winner, and then hop on over to my website, the link is down below in the description, and subscribe there with your email address, as that's how we'll be announcing the winners every single week. Also, if you're new to the channel and this is the first time that you're seeing me, my name is Eann, and on this channel I talk about ways to make money, I talk about ways to save money, I talk about bank accounts and credit cards, and everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It's 100% free to give this video a thumbs up, and it helps the channel out a ton. And also subscribe to the channel with all notifications on, and that way you'll never miss the updates of when I post new videos here, which is every single day. Now, first of all, before we talk about the 5 bonds that you need to be thinking about, let's just quickly explain what bonds are. And a bond is a debt security similar to an IOU. And so when you purchase a bond, you are lending the issuer of that bond, which is usually the government, some money, and the issuer is promising to pay you a specific rate of interest during the life of the bond and also repay you that principal. Now, one of the main reasons that people buy bonds or add bonds to their investment portfolios along with ETFs and index funds and stocks is that bonds will provide them with a predictable income stream, and bonds typically pay interest twice per year. Now, if the bonds are held to maturity, the bondholders will also get the interest payments and will also get back their entire principal, and because they know upfront how much money they'll be making from that principal, bonds are a very good way to preserve capital while you are investing. So bonds are usually added to retirement investment accounts or brokerage accounts because they can help to offset exposure to more volatile stock holdings. Now, there are different types of bonds, and I actually created a video a few weeks back, or probably a few months back, where I explained what the different types of bonds are and the issuers and how to invest in these bonds and how much money you could potentially make from these bonds. So if you are interested in bonds and you want to invest in these bonds, I'll leave a link below to that video here, and you can go check that video out, as that way you can learn much more about bonds. However, this video is about 5 bonds that you should consider investing in, and so let's get right into that. So the first bond that I want to talk about is the Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF bond, ticker symbol BND, and this is designed to provide highly diversified exposure to the US bond market. Now, this bond is well known for producing high income compared to other similar bonds, and this is usually because the fund invests in bonds and the prices tend to rise and fall very slowly, which means that this bond will give you a lot of stability in your investment portfolio even when there is a bear market and there is a sudden downturn in the stock market. Now, the expense ratio of this bond from Vanguard, or this bond ETF, is 0.035%, and the average similar bond ETF costs 0.35. So this means that this bond is 1/10 of the price of the average bond ETF. This is why I like Vanguard ETF so much, guys, because they have a much lower expense ratio, and this bond also has presently a dividend yield of about 2.58%, but usually the average is generally closer to 3%. Now, the second bond that you need to consider is the Vanguard Total Bond Market Index Fund, and this goes by ticker symbol VBTLX. And for this one, the minimum investment is $3,000, and this is a bond that gives you diversified exposure to the US market, and it invests in treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities. Now, the expense ratio here is 0.05%, which is one of the lowest on the market right now, and the dividend yield is currently at 2.18%, but usually this is around 2.18 to 2.59%. Now, the third bond that you guys need to consider is the Vanguard Long-Term Treasury ETF, ticker symbol VGLT, and this was created to give exposure to US Treasury bonds with long-term maturities. So if you're looking at having long-term income investments, then this is one of these bonds that you should consider, and this one comprises of US Treasury bonds with maturities ranging from 10 to 25 years, and the expense ratio is also very low, again at 0.05%, and the current dividend yield is around 2.42%. Now at number 4, we have the Vanguard Intermediate Term Corporate Bond ETF, ticker symbol VCIT, and this one was created to provide exposure to the intermediate term corporate bond market, and most of the holdings in this fund have terms ranging from 5 to 10 years, which means that it reduces the interest rate risk associated with longer term bond investments. And this one comprises of mostly high quality investment grade corporate bonds. Now again, the expense ratio here is 0.05%, making it one of the best offered on Wall Street right now. And the dividend yield is at around 3.02%, which is very high when compared with other similar bonds. Now, finally, the last bond I want to mention here is the Vanguard Tax Exempt Bond ETF, ticker symbol VTEB, and this one was developed to track the underlying benchmark that tracks the investment grade municipal bonds in the US. Now, more than 80% of the assets in this fund are invested in securities that are considered as tax exempt, which reduces the tax burden of your investment portfolio. So if you're looking for exposure to tax exempt income in your investment portfolio, then this is a bond ETF that you really need to consider having. Now for this one, the expense ratio is also low at 0.06%, but again, most of the average cost of bonds or bond ETFs in the market right now are 0.35%. So this is a fraction of the cost, and the dividend yield is around 2.14%. Now remember that even though this may not be a lot, the majority of income that you will get from this fund will come with no tax burdens. So this is definitely a plus that you need to consider. Now, of course, there are definitely more bonds or bond ETFs, and this is definitely not a comprehensive list, but these are some of the best bonds or bond ETFs that I could find. If you guys know of any other good bond ETFs or bonds in general, be sure to comment them down below and actually give me your top 5 picks of bond ETFs or bonds that you currently investing or that you're considering investing in, so I can see what those are as well. Now, with that said, it is good to have investment grade bonds in your investment portfolio because they can give you that cushion when the bear market sets in, and this is a very good way to diversify your portfolio to get exposure to bonds with these bond ETFs or bond index funds. Now, as always, this is definitely not financial advice, never financial advice. Do your own due diligence before you invest in anything, and be sure to validate expense ratios and dividend yields, and also very importantly, the historic performance of any bond or ETF or fund or even a stock that you're planning on investing in, so you have a very good idea of how this will perform in the future. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was very helpful, and if you like the content and you like seeing these videos, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton. Also subscribe with all the notifications on if you haven't already done so you never miss the new videos that I post on this channel, which is every single day. Be sure to check those links down below in the description where you can get free stocks, free cash, or free crypto. And with all that said, once again, thanks for watching. All the best. I hope you make a lot of money in your investments, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one.